The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Piers. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Piers decides to pay the library a visit. Looks like someone's already there.
Where is the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Oh, we got more medicinal knowledge now.
An old diary.
Pastor Spy, Volume 4. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to his voice in his head, because it holds the truth. The battle is ready to begin, guys. I will... see... Darkwater history. In the 19th century, as American whaling industries reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding dark water. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Darkwater History Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wykewood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first building, amongst which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behavior. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. What's gonna be a test?
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. To whom does this footprint belong? This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Nice.
What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Key of Relief File. This key, that bears the Elder Sign, is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it belonging to Charles Hawkins, that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. Impress cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincide with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Okay, I guess we need to try to find some numbers. Or something.
Arkham editions.
Arkham Anthology, Volume 3, Things That Should Not Be. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wiltmart, professor at Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions? Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Key of Solomon. Book of Spells, supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals, invocation, and rituals of curse. Reedition by Claudia D. Waits.
Arkham Editions? Never heard of them.
Collection of poems, nightmares, lyrics. Nice. Alone a reading game. You bully.
Calendars that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
How am I supposed to listen to them? Handbook Anatomy. Are precise illustrated. Yes, we are getting better at medicine already.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement.
Book of Zion. These Tibetan writings are the origins of the Stoic movement funded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of the theosophy that would have drawn extensively on the texts of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the Nameless Bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. I need to open the safe somehow. It is Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovered the identity of Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approaches it, a creature bursts forth from the painting and immediately chases after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence. The simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Shambler back into the painting, using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol, but this encounter has left its mark on his psyche for the investigator, still under the influence of the creature. He almost stabbed his own hand. My god, I have so little sanity left. Sanders' residence. The Sanders house, all in shades of red and in gold, is impressive. But nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. Defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room, I will never be able to forget. The Nameless Bookstore. I've never seen such a collection of works on magical and occultism. Mr. Drake, the owner, prided himself on being a luminary in the study of historic phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Even a few years back, it was possible for a single petitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting this together. Handbook on Anatomy. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult these pages.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Nice. Drake's memories. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they can be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still in this world. The following message is in capital importance. Whoever read these lines and demonstrate acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combined in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage at Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Okay.
The Queen has little protection.
Did it? No. Yeah. It goes out very soon. Yeah, I'm gonna lose more madness now. Luna is horrible at puzzles.